This show is brought to you by HostBaby.com, web hosting for musicians.
So you've booked the gig. You've played the gig. The last chord has rung out at the end of the night. Your job's over. Move on, right? Oh, no. On this episode 10 of Music Marketing Monday, we're going to give you a lot of ways to leverage and market yourself and make the most of those gigs after the show. Let's go.
Information, inspiration, motivation for the modern musicpreneur.
Time to start your week right.
Here it comes. Music Marketing Monday with your host, Bob Baker,
Mr. Buzz Factor,
and Billy Gryzak.
The Music Marketing Mind.
Ready? Are you sure?
Set.
Here it comes. Swing, baby.
Hello? Are you there? Hello? Check. Test 1, 2. Hello? Is this on? Wait. Good morning, everybody. It's time for Music Marketing Monday. 100% audio caffeine to get your music marketing week going. I am Mr. Billy. No, I'm not. I was just doing a podcast where I was Mr. Billy. But you know what? I'm going to leave this in because we need to have our caffeine and we make mistakes and that's how you learn. So anyway, let's get back to it. I am Billy Gryzak, the Music Marketing Mind, aka
And I am Mr. Bob. No, I'm sorry. I'm Bob Baker, also known as Mr. Buzz Factor. Well, you are Mr. Your first name is Billy, but you throw the Gryzak in too, right?
That's right. Yes, I am Mr. Billy Music Marketing Mind Gryzak. The name keeps getting longer every week.
But yeah, for those who don't, I'm sure most of the people who watch this probably know, but that was your children's artist name for a decade or more.
It still is actually 13 years and going, 28 CDs into it.
Mr. Billy sounds like a lot more friendly for a kid to say than Billy Gryzak. You know,
they can't even pronounce. In fact, half the time people call me Mr. Belly.
It's Mr. Belly,
which is really funny because if you've ever seen me, you know.
Yes, well, you are a legend. You are a grand fellow.
Hey man, it works for Santa Claus. It works for me. But listen, Bob.
Yes,
I have a question for you. Does anybody actually get past the first minute or two of this show?
Absolutely, because I can tell by the response we're getting, by the downloads and the listens. Yeah, we're doing really well. I think that they are. I think they know that we might be silly in the early minutes, but I think they know that they're going to get some useful, high impact stuff as well. So we entertain and educate.
You mean people like Gary Toff, who's been using the hashtag MusicMM?
You are correct, sir. Yes, we were looking over the Twitter feed. We've been encouraging you for weeks now to use the hashtag, MusicMM, which stands, of course, for Music Marketing Monday. And, Gary was one of those folks who, what did Gary have something to say exactly?
He said, fantastic at the show ideas in this week's Music Marketing Monday podcast. I plan to listen again and take notes.
Oh, Gary, that's fantastic.
That's awesome, Gary.
Yeah, thanks a lot. So you're talking about he listened to episode 9, which was last week, where we talked about stuff to do during the show. Also, Jacob, I think it's Stiefel maybe. He said he was catching up on the music marketing podcast on the way to a radio show.
Ooh.
So Jacob, congratulations on getting a little media exposure there. Let's see who else has been tweeting with the hashtag there.
Well, we've got Jungle Jim Jam.
Yes, who's also his name is Jason?
Jacob, right? Isn't it? Oh gosh,
I think it's Jason.
Oh yeah, Jason Didner. Yes. Yeah, gosh.
He's very active in your Facebook group too.
Yes, he is. In fact, he does. He kind of hosts a thing on our Facebook group now called Storyteller Tuesdays, where we encourage people that belong to the Music Marketing Mind Facebook group on Tuesdays to post up a video, an audio, or just write text about the story behind the song or the story behind the gig, and then attach a song to it, which has been very popular.
Very cool. And a while back, he posted with the hashtag that said, mailing list newsletters can be an annoying, burdensome thing to cite visitors, but an e-goodie bag, sign me up. I assume that he's referencing how, you have to do a lot more on your website than just put, hey, join the mailing list, because nobody wants to get more email. But if you have a whole series or a list of goodies that people get when they sign up, and that's a far more effective. And so thanks for pointing that out.
And a little while ago, Freddie Alva started listening, and he started off with one of my favorite episodes, How to Kiss Your Big Butt Goodbye.
That was like one of the first ones. That
was one of the first. Yeah, he was starting at the beginning. He says, great podcast. I'll be listening at music, #MusicMM. So we'd like to thank everyone. On the big count of three, Bob, let's all give him a big thank you. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Yeah, all right.
We want to thank you. So this is a lesson for you here. You notice we are giving shout-outs. We are giving free plugs to people who have taken the time to use the hashtag and comment on Twitter. So if you'd like us to mention your name in a future episode, then go on Twitter and use it. You can also go where I have the podcast on my own website at thebuzzfactor.com. Just go there and click the podcast tab, and in each episode you can also leave a comment using a Facebook function there, which some people have done.
And most importantly, though, we want to hear your real voice. Now, last week we set a challenge, and it was leave us a voice message, and we were going to have a raffle. And
that's right. I was going to give away a free copy of one of my ebooks.
So here's what we're going to do this week. Just like the Powerball, we're going to take it up a notch. Okay. Now here's what we're going to do this time. In fact, it's going to be the first person. Ready for that, Bob? The first person that leaves us a voice message, and we'll tell you how to do that in a minute. The first person that does that is going to get a free copy of Bob's ebook, and I will send you $1.
That is awesome. A real paper dollar, like in the mail?
A real paper dollar in the mail, unless you prefer PayPal, in which case I could do that too.
Wow, $1 and a free ebook. So we're going to pay you.
Yes.
Basically to be the first one to act on this.
Yes.
So you can go to, there's a really cool app, or not an app, but a digital way to leave us a voice message. And that is, there's a cool website called speakpipe.com, and the actual little page where you can find my voicemail, function there is speakpipe.com/Mr. Buzz Factor. So that's speak, like SPEAK, PIPE, pipe.com, and then Mr. Buzz Factor, MRBUZZFACTOR. And you can use your phone, you can use the microphone on your computer. It's real easy to leave us a message and send it, and we can then include it in a future episode if it's something that we can comment on.
We've talked for over 5 minutes and haven't gotten into the meat and potatoes of the show.
But we're about to do that right now, Billy. So yes, as I mentioned, you've played that last note of the show. You've taken all the steps that we've talked about in the last episode, and so once the gig is over, it's just time to pack up and go home, right?
No.
No, of course not. Why did I think there was a no coming? So what do you do like right after the show? You've played the last song.
The first thing you do, the very, very first thing you do is remind everyone to go back to your merch booth and tell them that the band is going to be hanging out by the merch booth, and you're going to be hanging out there so that you can meet and greet, take selfies, ask them to post them up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and get them on the mailing list if they haven't done so already. That is the very first thing you do. Now, second thing you do is you ask the people that are there if you may take some videos of them. And the way I do it is I get out my cell phone and I say, if somebody comes to me and tells me how much they enjoyed the show and why they enjoyed the show, and if they look like they would be somebody really interesting to have on video, you have to kind of think about it before you do it. Then you say, hey, do you mind saying that again on video? If they say, that'd be great, get out your video camera and you say these things. Could you tell me your name, please? Your legal name, like I'm Rat Boy. No, what's your legal name? All right, great. And then, and do you understand that I'm going to use this video on YouTube and to promote my band, and you're not going to get any money for it? And they say yes. Now, see, that's your legal contract now, okay? You don't have to
get it on video.
Yeah, you don't have to put it online, but you need to keep it for yourself so that, so in case somebody comes back to you at some point, right? So that's your legal contract. And then you just say, hey, tell me why you like the show. Pretend you're talking to a stranger and let them just rant and rave whatever they want. Do that at every show, and before you know it, you're going to have hundreds, thousands maybe of wonderful testimonials that you can use for anything. One of the things you can use them for is to clip them onto the end of every new music video you post up. Isn't that a cool idea? You know?
Sweet, yes.
Or just put them wherever. And then seek out the venue owner or the booker or someone that is of power that, other people would look to as a reference. Because after the show, if they love you, if they're avoiding you, avoid them. Okay, fine. But if they come up to you and say, great show, I can't wait to have you back, you ask them, do you mind if I video you saying that to someone? And then you just go through the same spiel and say, hey, I'm Tom, I own Joe's Bar, and this band is awesome. And if you don't book this band, you're just nuts. You know what I mean? And gosh, you know how far that's going to go for your career? So those are two things.
Or they'll say, don't book them because I want them only to play here.
Either way, it's all good.
But yeah.
But these are
saying something positive.
Now, how hard is it for you to do that right after the show? Oh, and by the way, with the owner and the booker, another reason why you always have a smartphone as opposed to paper, you know me, I'm a tech guy, is because while you got the guy there and he just said he loves you, you'll just say, oh, that's great. By the way, when did you want to have us back? I always say you ask right after the gig. And if the guy says, well, you got your book? And I got my phone, I got my book. You know what I mean? And he says, well, how about next Saturday at 9? I'm open. Boom, you just booked the gig.
And then if you have that on videotape, you can always come back to him and go, but you promised. See, I've got
Well, no. You have to follow up. This goes into our days after the gig, which we're going to get into. But definitely you follow up. You send him a contract. You do a confirmation. But you get him to commit while he likes you. Because the truth of the matter is he's feeling really good about himself right now. He feels like a winner because he booked an act that everybody likes. And everybody's coming up to him saying, I really like the band, man. I really like the band. But if you give him 24 hours, 48 hours to think about it, and how many other bands are going to call him in the next 24 and 48 hours, you could lose gigs. The best time to book the gig is right after the gig.
Right. Right. While he's swimming in a sea of just loving you and all the money that you brought in and all the good times that his patrons had. Yeah.
You got it. Okay. And then you pack up your gear, but not your merch booth. You wait till last because some people have to go out to their cars. So I've even had people go home, get money, and come back. So I always wait until they're locking the doors before I pack up that merch.
And the merch table is the last thing that you pack up and put in the van or whatever.
That's right, man. Okay, right. And then we all go to bed, and what happens next, Bob?
Well, that's it. Then you move on to the... No, of course not.
No!
So here are just a short list of things that you can do, after the gig. Because it is true, usually everybody's moving on to the next thing. You're focusing on the next show or, whatever you have to do in your daily life the next day or the following week. But there are some ways... This is all about leveraging the gig. So, you have limited time, limited energy. So the whole idea here is to squeeze as much juice out of you as you can out of every activity that you have. So one of the things, along with, talking to the venue person that night is you can also send them, because, sometimes like the owner or the booker's not actually there at the end of the night. It might be the bartender closing it or a manager or something. So you want to, send at least a thank you email the following day or two, thanking them for the gig, and maybe have that follow up. Hey, we had such a great night there. When's the next time? Do that kind of pitch. And God forbid, if you really want to make an impression, if you sent an actual physical thank you card, something that you hold in your hands, they would go, well, this guy nuts. This girl nuts. That would really make you stand out. You actually send them a thank you card, because usually most bands, they're moving on, and they don't want to talk to you until you're ready to ask for something else, which is the next gig. And so if you can thank them for the great time, especially if it's your first time in a venue and you really enjoyed it and you really want to go back, because that's not the case with every show, of course, or in every venue. But do what you can to really show that you appreciated them and are looking forward to the next time that you play there.
Check this out.
Sure.
You want to go one step further with that? Let me tell you something I've done that'll really amp up that even more. Send them the letter, but when you send them the letter, print out 4 pictures from the show. Send them one picture of your band where you can see the band and see the band name real clearly. Print out another picture where you see the audience dancing in front of the band. Send out a picture of the audience having a great time, and then send a picture of you hanging out with the audience after the show at your merch table. I guarantee that, I can't guarantee it, so I take that back, but there's a good chance that bar owners love to put pictures up all over the bar of people having fun in their bar. If you ever go to a lot of these places, they have like walls where they take pictures themselves. But what if you took the initiative and you sent them great pictures? One of two things will happen. They're either going to post them up and people are going to see your band and associate your band with fun, see the name of your band, maybe they'll book you for another show, or you'll be front of mind and impressing that bar owner, and if he wasn't there, he'll see what a great time everybody had, and he will book you back.
Very good. Good points. And so the last episode, as far as like how to, make the most during the gig, we spent actually a bit of time talking about the importance of using that opportunity to build your email list and the different ways that you can do that. So in the following days, see, this is a mistake that I've made myself. I know a lot of artists do this. They'll gather the names in the emails, but then they kind of let them sit, like, have you ever, at some point in your career, months after a show, came across a piece of paper or the notebook or the sign-up sheet and went, oh man, I never did anything with these. So if you're doing the old-fashioned, paper sign-ups or the clipboard thing, you have to enter those names into whatever database that you're using, whether it's, MailChimp or, HostBaby or whatever that you're using. You have to go and actively enter those names in so that they're in your database and they get an email from you the next time that you send out an email. So, like in the same way with sending the thank you email and sending the physical card, there are different levels of effectiveness. So bare bones, you just want to enter them into your database so that they get your next email. If you want to take it a step up, you can send those people a personalized special email like the next day or 48 hours later or whenever you can do it. I know there's work involved here, but just think of the impact that this has, where you send those people an email and thank them for being at that specific show. So it only goes to those people. It's specifically about that venue. We had the best time. Thank you so much. And if you send that through your regular, whether you use Gmail or whatever, your regular personal email, and just load them into the blind carbon copy field. Another thing that this does, especially if you're collecting them from paper, how I think you had mentioned last episode that a third you're not going to be able to read like a good chunk of them, and so this will tell you which are the bad email addresses, and they bounce back, and then you can relook at it and go, oh, that was an E instead of an A, and you can correct them before you actually enter them into your official database or your email management system. But that's really nice to send them a specific message. Have you ever done that, Billy?
Yeah, in fact, no, that's standard operating procedure. I mean, before I had automatic emailing programs, I would always send a personal email right off the bat within the first 24 to 48 hours. Now, I only learned how to do that after I made a really bad mistake, okay? And here's what I used to do, and I hope you're not doing this. What I would do is I would wait until my email sign-up sheets were full to take them home and type them in. And let me tell you a real world experience that happened to me. More than once, I'm sorry to say. So I would type in everybody's name, and it could have been, 2 weeks, a month, a couple of months if I didn't work that much that period of time, right? And I remember getting an email back. I said, hey, man, thanks so much for joining my list, man, blah, 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 blah. And I got like an email that says, who are you?
Yeah. No, it is true. If you wait that long, in fact, I had an email where I had this offer to do website critiques like a month ago, and I could only take on so many clients at a time or whatever. And then I went back and looked. I did this week, where I looked at the people that I couldn't get to, and I said, "Hey, you still interested in that website critique?" And this guy emailed back, "Remind me, what was that offer again?" And it had been a month. It'd been like a month. So
yeah.
People forget stuff really quick.
Yeah, so it's important. And also, you don't want to just drop people into the middle of your email campaigns either, because, as you're sending out your emails, hopefully once a month or twice a month, or if you're crazy, every week, whatever, it's kind of like a flow that you've gotten into, and it's like people expect a certain thing, but that first initial email should be something that says, look, thanks so much. Great show, blah, blah, blah. You're going to start getting my emails now. Hope you enjoy them. Let me know if there's anything I can do better or anything you want me to talk, whatever it is, you know what I mean? But let them know that they're going to be dumped into the stream. You know what I'm saying? Because when you just jump into the middle of the stream, well, the first email they might get is, so last email we talked about blah, blah, blah. They're like, what's going on? You know what I mean? So
right.
that helps.
Absolutely. And then this is an optional thing, but in that personalized email that you send after the show, you could also throw in another special sales offer where, we know there are a lot of people that wanted to get the merch, and some of you had, spent all your money by the end of the night or whatever. But if you're still interested in getting that T-shirt or whatever, the special offer that you had that night, let them know that if they take you up on it and order online in the next week, you'll still offer them, you'll offer them a special discount or whatever. So you don't have to include a sales message in this, but it's just another option, if you can, to generate a little bit more revenue on friendly terms with people that had just seen you, and hopefully you are still exciting. So here's another thing, if we're ready to move on.
Moving on.
Yes. So we talked about last week, is during the show, you want to encourage people to use their own phones and stuff and take pictures of you, take pictures of each other, do the selfies, post them, use hashtags. So you want to get some social media activity going generated by your fans. But as you just mentioned at the beginning of this show, you also want to be taking video footage, photos, and all that. And so the ones that you take yourself, make sure and post them. Put them on your Facebook fan page. If you use Instagram or Pinterest, post them up there and say, look, just reminding people. So this is another way to reach people who were not in attendance. I even had author friends tell me this. There was an author friend who did a book signing or appearance at some little bookstore or something. And he said admittedly only 5 or 6 people actually came, or he only sold a couple of books. But by posting a photo of it and saying, hey, thanks to everyone who came out to such and such a store today, he reached probably hundreds of people on Facebook who just knew that he was active and out there doing stuff and going, oh, he's an author, he's out there getting his stuff out. And so you just kind of let people know who weren't at the show that you're active. And if the photos show a crowded room and, people having fun, again, it's just a way to spread your brand, create some buzz and excitement, and so that they'll be more interested the next time that you come into town or whatever. So, wouldn't you agree this is a good thing to do also?
Well, duh.
Duh, Bob. Thanks, Mr. Obvious.
Yeah, I mean, you have all this powerful technology in the palm of your hand, and it's so easy to use to bring people together instead of just playing Angry Birds and or doing Snapchat with your friends. Okay, so you got it, use it. It's simple. Just do it. It's not just a good idea; it's the law.
It should be. It's our marketing law.
Exactly.
So earlier you talked about capturing those video testimonials from fans and from bar owners and so on. And this is something that you wouldn't do every week, but when you probably compiled maybe a dozen or so of them, I would create a video and create a montage of the best parts of the best clips of all these testimonials that you've captured on video, and use whatever. There's tons of free software out there like iMovie or Windows Movie Maker or whatever that you can use to cut and paste these things together. Maybe make a 3 or 4 minute video just showing the great time that people have had at your shows, and you can use that in many different ways. And then post that on YouTube, post it on Facebook, all the different social media sites. But again, instead of it's great to capture this stuff, but if it only sits on your phone and is never shared, it's not going to do you any good.
Absolutely. That's one of the big dangers of digital photography and digital video anyway, which is why I said, hey, print out some pictures and send them to somebody too. I mean, nobody does that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that was a sidebar. I agree. I'm actually, I'm trying to find something right now, which is why I sound a little distracted. Oh, here it is. Okay. If you go to youtube.com and you look for Mr. Billy Rocks, MisterBillyrocks, Mr. Billy Rocks, YouTube, Mr. Billy Rocks, and look for a video called Why Are These Librarians Talking About Mr. Billy? And what I did was, I do a lot of library shows, right? So what I did was 1 year or 1 or 2 years after every show, I would have the librarian talk to another librarian, essentially, on video. And then I put the whole thing together with music and a little, so it's really nice. So they'll give you an example of exactly what you're talking about, Bob.
Cool. And I'm just wondering, why in the heck are these librarians talking about you? Do you have a book that's overdue?
Well, you're gonna have to watch the video and find out.
I know. No, that's perfect. Yeah, so you're speaking directly to your target audience. It's not just a generic look at the fun I'm having, but it's specifically librarians, and that's beautiful because you're going straight to the people that you're trying to reach. So I think that's a pretty good overview of some things to do after the show. Here, are you satisfied with what we've shared today?
To be honest with you, I think we just sort of just opened the lid. We're just kind of peeking into the Pandora's box of
we are.
the
There's so
things
many
that you
more
can
things.
do, But I guess what I'd like to do, here's homework, is I want to hear what best practices, worst practices, whatever you have done other than going home and playing PlayStation and going to bed after the gig. So whether you want to hit us up at hashtag MusicMM, or you want to use our voice service or email, or hit me up on Twitter at MusicMarketMind, or Bob at
Mr. Buzz Factor, on Twitter and so on. But yeah, let us know. Do we miss anything? Have you used these techniques? And if so, what's the result? What's been most effective for you from the time the last chord rings out to the time, within 48 hours or so of the gig? What do you do to leverage that experience and get the most out of it?
Absolutely.
We'd love to hear, and we're happy to give you a shout out on future episodes. Free promotion. We're just handing it to you. You just got to act on it.
Fantastic. So what have you got going on, Bob?
Well, let's see. What do I have going on here? I feel like I'm going through puberty or doing some weird voice there. It's a cartoon character.
I like it.
Let's see here. Well, I was trying to figure out what to do. So by the time this airs, actually last week I did this special promotion, which is supposed to be during tax week, which in the U.S., April 15th was last week. Of course, I filed an extension, but
you too?
I wasn't quite ready for it. But I offered these special tax week discounts on some services like website critiques, getting on Skype or phone 45 minutes with me, and also bringing back something I haven't done in 12 years, which I could actually punch up or spice up a press release or an artist bio. It's just not creating one from scratch. It's just spicing up an existing one, and I offer some ridiculous rates on it. So if you go to thebuzzfactor.com and click on the blog tab, I'll keep that post up for a few more days. It was officially supposed to end last Friday, but I'll still keep it going for our good Music Marketing Monday folks here. And reach out to me if you're interested in any of those. There's really stupid, ridiculously low rates, so I can work one-on-one with you in some way to help you market your music. So
Price is so low, they're insane.
That's right. I can't believe I must be out of my mind.
Price is so low, we can't even say them here. FCC rules say we cannot tell you the price live, so you got to go to thebuzzfactor.com. Do it now.
Jump on this before I regain my sanity.
Exactly. Cool, man. Well, I got some exciting news for you, Bob.
Uh-oh, what is it? Do tell.
Well, I didn't finish my big book, but it's my big butt.
Your big butt book?
But I actually have written and released my first ebook. It's a short little ebook called One Simple Secret to Selling More Music and Merch.
Wow.
And it's just a short little ebook, and you can get it for not $199.95, not $99.95, not even $59.95, Bob. You can get it free.
Oh my God!
Free.
Is it on Kindle or just available from your website or what?
All you have to do is go to musicmarketingmind.com and surrender your email address.
Surrender it with a white flag and everything.
That's right. Make you surrender your email address, and I will send you email. But come on, man, listen to me. I'm funny. I'm awesome. I'll make you laugh. I'll make you smile. And I'll let you know when me and Bob are talking again. So anyway, but it's a wonderful book, and it has I really don't want to give anything away. I'm just going to put it to you this way. From my experiences, everything boils down to one thing you need to know. And if you know this one thing, it's going to change your world, and it will help you guide you through the rest of the journey to music success. So if you go to musicmarketingmind.com and sign up today, it's free, and you will get One Simple Secret to Selling More Music and Merch by the Music Marketing Mind, Billy Gryzak. That's me. Yes.
Damn, I'm gonna have to sign up myself because I want to know what that secret is. You got me, hook, line, and sinker, baby.
Yeah. So check it out, and I'd love to hear what you think about it. Also, I have to be honest, it's my first one. There might be a couple of typos or something, so I'm looking for some feedback from everyone. So if you read it and you catch something that needs to be fixed or tweaked, please let me know. This is kind of an interactive thing, and I'm hoping this might actually grow into a full-fledged, something similar to the books you've done in the past. Of course, not nearly as good because, of course, you're often imitated, but never, never duplicated. Yeah. So anyway, there you go, Bob. That's it. That's the show.
That sounds good. I like your idea of crowdsourcing the editing. So you just ask when you find a typo, let me know.
Yeah, I did. In fact, that Jason Didner today said there's one line where you said this, and perhaps you might want to say this. So I'd like to shout out again. Jason, you're getting a lot of airplay on the show today, dude.
I know, man. He's going to have to send us $1.
That's right, man. All right, so I think we're done here, Bob.
We are done here. It's good work. Oh, and also, when you mentioned before we started recording, we would like to do like a Q&A, like answer listener questions in an upcoming show. And so another way that you can use that SpeakPipe thing or the hashtag is to ask us a question. We'll compile them, and when we have a few of them, we'll do a whole show just dedicated to answering listener questions. So,
listener questions.
We're here to serve you on Music Marketing Monday. There's a lame echo.
I'm telling you, man. All right, bye-bye, everybody.
All right, so long for now. Bye.
Are you still there? Excellent! Now would be a good time to visit hostbaby.com for your free 30-day trial. Of course.